The Detroit Lions are entering day 2 of their cut down to get to 53. And at the making of this video is being recorded Monday night, so I'm going to release it. I hope nothing has happened by then. I'm going to try and get it out as early as possible before any movement is made in any regard, whether it's the Detroit Lions or the Houston Texans. With that being said, the Detroit Lions decided to cut 2 wide receivers. As a matter of fact, the only 2 wide receivers they cut all day long. They cut Donovan Peoples-Jones and they cut Caden Davis. So they both were released. They were not waived, so that means they are free to sign with any team. And those being the first cuts, then they went on to make 8 other cuts after that, but those were the only 2 wide receivers that were cut. But when I saw this bright and early yesterday morning, but again, by the time I got home, it was much too much actual content to talk about, so I figured I would push this until later. And that is a discussion about a receiver that I was mentioning in last night's video that plays for, of course, you guessed it, you see it, the Houston Texans. Check this out. This is coming from Jordan Schultz, who was on fire today, yesterday, multiple teams have reached out to the Texans to see if John Metchie III would be available in trade due to the plethora of receivers on their roster. It is unclear if Houston would move him, but several teams are keeping a close eye. The former second-round pick out of Alabama had 10 catches for 100 yards and a TD in the preseason. Now, right off the bat, John Metchie is not the body structure of the wide receiver that we thought we would have in mind, that we would be looking for. Right now, the Detroit Lions only have, we know this for a fact, Khalif Raymond, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Caden Davis gone. Still a couple guys. Tom Kennedy still there. Darius Fountain. You've got Isaiah Williams, which we all expect him to make the team. We are looking and assuming that the Detroit Lions they need a big body wide receiver, because outside of now Caden Davis and Donovan Peoples-Jones were the 2 big bodies. There's only one guy left, Darius Fountain. If Darius Fountain makes the roster, I would be absolutely shocked that he, based on his preseason performance, him making the team over Donovan Peoples-Jones and Caden Davis. But I think the Detroit Lions need a bigger body receiver. You could think the Detroit Lions need a bigger body receiver, but do they? Do the Detroit Lions feel like they need a bigger body receiver? And that comes back to, could John Metchie III be an actual possibility for the Detroit Lions? Well, no, Derek, he couldn't. He couldn't be, because he doesn't fit the body type. Well, we're going to listen to something Dan Campbell said, and I want you to tell me what you think after this. Let's check out. This is Dan Campbell at the podium yesterday morning. Now, keep in mind, this is before the cuts were made. Listen to what Dan Campbell was asked when somebody brought up a big body wide receiver.
It's tough to say, so it'll all come into play.
Dan, I mean, if you don't have that, if you don't have a guy that you can throw a back shoulder ball to or can trust to high point the football, does that limit your Ben's schematics in any way?
No, I don't believe that. I mean, we will always be able to, with what we've got on this roster. You know, Ben does a hell of a job of making sure that we put guys in position to have success. You know, and man, let our guys go win, and whatever it takes to allow them to do that. So, no, I wouldn't say it limits us. But like any offense or defense, man, give us everything, right? If you can have it all, then you can use it all. But no, it's not going to limit what we do. It would be a luxury to have. It helps. And I think a lot of it is, it comes into those one-on-ones, you know, to where, okay, you don't always have to be in these cut splits, man. You can just get out there and it's one-on-one. And if you like the matchup, who cares if he's pressed? Our guy's going to beat your guy. And Goff put it in a position where he can play rebound. He can play big boy. He's in the box and down on the block and is going to make a play for you.
So I don't know what you took from that, but what I took from that is that size doesn't matter. We don't need a big body wide receiver when it comes to the way Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes feel that the Detroit Lions could use. His guys are going to win their matchup. It would be a luxury is what he called it, but not a necessity. So that tells me that, yes, you can't have too many slot receivers on your team. Not saying Metchie is a slot guy, but you've got Isaiah Williams. You got St. Brown. You have Khalif Raymond, guys that are barely 6 feet. And in the case of Metchie, I want to say Metchie is 5'11". But let me remind you that John Metchie III played with a receiver that's on our team. He played with Jameson Williams. They came out the same year. Jameson drafted in the first round. John Metchie drafted in the second. John was no doubt failed as far as he did because I think he was battling leukemia at the time. So this is not out, in my opinion, out of the realm of possibility. Dan Campbell has already confirmed that we don't need a big body wide receiver. So what I got from that is we gonna work with what we got. And if John Metchie is the guy for us, then John Metchie is gonna work. So let me just paint this picture. We have John Metchie is a lot like Jameson Williams, have had injuries and things that they've been battling hinder them and their growth in the National Football League. But I asked anybody in the comment section who comes across this video, Detroit Lions fans, would you say no to a John Metchie being on the Detroit Lions? All right. You're probably going to say not. It depends on the trade capital. Now, I'm telling you what the Houston Texans are doing. John Metchie is in danger of getting cut. They do not want to cut him, but they will if they have to. He's not second round pick. He's not really killing the cap. He wouldn't kill our pockets. As a matter of fact, I think we still got maybe $30 million left. I didn't look at the newer contracts of the guys, but we also cut some of them guys as well. So the Houston Texans are trying to trade bait. They're trying to put this out there. John Metchie right now is going against guys. Right now, honestly, he's got to be wide receiver 5 at best. I'm thinking 6. You've got Xavier Hutchinson, Stephon Diggs, Noah Brown, Tank Dell, Nico Collins. I'm going to say John Metchie is 6 at best. He's also going against Ben Skoranek, who they traded for. So you could say that he's pushing 6'7". Robert Woods is still on the team. So he could be battling for 7'8". They're trying to gain some leverage here. Put it out there that, we might be willing to trade this guy for the right price. And I think they're going to hold on to him as long as possible. But they have to make a decision because they don't want to put him on a 53 and lose someone else if they don't want to keep him there. He will not last on the practice squad, so then you'll have to cut him. So they're putting it out there. Now, what would you do? What could the Detroit Lions... I know it all depends on capital. For me, I'm going to tell you what. Brad Holmes, we discussed yesterday in a video, and you guys know this. He's 0 for 2. He's 0 for 2.5 when it comes to receivers. We traded away a 5th and a 7th for Trinity Benson. I think we got a 6 in return. So 5th and a 7th for Trinity Benson. We traded a 6th round pick for Donovan Peoples-Jones, and we traded a conditional something for Denzel Mims. None of those guys have worked out. As far as I know, Trinity Benson is not even in the NFL anymore. He could be, but I didn't. So he doesn't have the best track record. But I think a guy like John Metchie could be a win. Pair him up with Jameson Williams. Just J-Mo, John Metchie, St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Isaiah Williams. We can still put that big body dude on the practice squad, or we could carry 6 and still bring in a big body guy. John Metchie could be 5. John Metchie could be 5 or 4. Isaiah Williams could be 5. Big body, not on the team, could be 6. So I wouldn't rule this out, especially with the way that Brad Holmes has a fondness for Alabama players. Jahmyr Gibbs. As a matter of fact, Brad Holmes has taken... Is it 3? We got 3 Alabama players, right? So year 2, he takes 2 of them, right? Yes. No, year 2, he took 1. Year 3, he took 2. So he's got a fondness. In year 4, he took Terrion Arnold. I knew it. So I knew it. I'm like, something's missing. So he has a fondness for Bama boy. So the one draft he didn't take an Alabama player was year 1. So you're talking about Jamison Williams, Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs. No, I'm sorry. Jamison Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold, John Metchie III. I'm just saying, I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. It really depends on the capital. The money's not going to be anything. But would Brad Holmes be willing to make this happen? And would you have any faith based on Brad Holmes' past when it comes to trading for a wide receiver? See, we're not talking about drafting. We're talking about trading. And right now, he is 0 for 2.5 right now. Could John Metchie III change that? So I want to know. Put it in the comment section. You know what's funny is the Lions are kind of like, we're not running out of picks, but our picks are changing. We're expected to pick later in the draft, so the picks won't have enough value, but we're also seem to be giving some up as well. And I remember asking you guys at the trade deadline, were the Detroit Lions in a position to give away a first-round pick? So let's bring that back to John Metchie.
That's where my mind goes first.
And you heard what Dan Campbell had to say. Let's bring that back to Metchie. Do you feel that the Detroit Lions are nearing the point where they're going to be able to afford to start having fewer and fewer NFL draft picks? Or would you want them to stay exactly where they are? I don't know. I think it's a balance you have to have. I think all good teams begin to trade away future assets for current players. So those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Again, this video is being recorded Monday night. It's going to come out pretty early on Tuesday morning, just in case something is about to happen. This video can beat that. That way, it'll still have a little bit of relevance. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. You guys are awesome. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I just want y'all to know, man, I appreciate each and every one of you. I do mean that. We all have different opinions, but we are all rooting for the same team. And I think it would be boring if we all just got along. So keep the comments coming. Keep the criticism coming. Keep all of it coming, because that's what gives this channel life, like real talk. So I appreciate y'all. I'll catch you soon.